Have you ever actually stopped and wondered what really happens inside your body and your mind if you engage in a habit like daily ejaculation?
It's a question many have, right? But there's so much conflicting info out there. Myths versus reality.
Exactly. So today we're going to cut through that noise.
Yeah, we're going way beyond just a simple yes or no. Because honestly, the reality is, well, it's much more nuanced and actually quite fascinating when you dig in.
Okay.
So our mission, really, in this deep dive is to give you a balanced, fact-based look at it. We'll explore the potential benefits, some surprising ones maybe.
And the potential downsides, too.
And the possible considerations. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The full picture.
Great. So by the end of this, you listening should have a much clearer science-backed idea of how this really personal habit might ripple through your physical and your mental well-being.
That's the goal.
All right, if you're ready to unpack this, let's dive in. Oh, and while you're here, if you like what we do, maybe hit that follow or subscribe button. That way you don't miss our next deep dive.
Good call. Okay, where do we start?
Let's kick things off on, a positive note. What are some of the upsides? What does the research actually show about frequent, maybe even daily ejaculation?
Well, what's immediately fascinating is the chemical reaction happening in your brain. It's pretty profound, actually. We're talking about this powerful cocktail of neurochemicals. They get released right at the peak during orgasm.
Like what specifically?
Well, you've got endorphins, right?
Yeah.
Your body's own natural painkillers, mood elevators.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's dopamine. That's the big one tied to pleasure, reward, motivation. Gives you that satisfied feeling.
Right.
You also get a hit of oxytocin, the love hormone, they call it sometimes.
Right.
Promotes bonding, trust, deep relaxation.
Okay, that makes sense.
And finally, serotonin. Super important for regulating mood. Helps with happiness, contentment. It's quite the mix.
So that wave of calm or just feeling good afterwards, that's not just in your head. It's actual brain chemistry.
Exactly. Your brain's doing its thing very intentionally.
But is it just a fleeting thing? Or does regular release have longer-term implications for mood, baseline mood?
That's a really good question. And yet, while the immediate rush is obvious, consistent, regular release can actually contribute to a more resilient mood over time.
How so?
By regularly sort of engaging those reward and relaxation pathways in your brain, you can potentially help lower your baseline stress levels, foster a greater sense of emotional stability.
So it's like calibrating your feel-good system.
Kind of, yeah. It leads to maybe a more consistently relaxed, happy outlook. It's not just momentary pleasure. It can be a form of active stress management, you could say.
Interesting. And speaking of relaxation, sleep. Lots of people report feeling sleepy afterwards. What's the science there?
Oh, yeah. That post-orgasm drowsiness is very common.
Yeah.
It's largely down to a surge of prolactin.
Prolactin.
It's a hormone released after orgasm, and it acts pretty much like a natural sedative. Induces relaxation, sleepiness. It's your body's way of winding down.
So it's the prolactin mainly. But do those other hormones, the oxytocin, endorphins, do they chip in too for sleep?
They absolutely do. They significantly contribute by, reducing stress and promoting that calm state, which is perfect for falling asleep.
And how helpful is this really for someone who maybe struggles with sleep? Is it a significant effect?
For some, it can be quite significant, yeah. If you struggle with insomnia or just winding down, this natural sedative effect can be a real advantage.
Okay.
It helps your brain and body switch off more effectively. You might fall asleep faster, maybe get deeper sleep.
And feel more rested the next day.
Exactly. It's like a built-in, totally natural sleep aid for many people.
That's a benefit many probably don't even think about.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. What about circulation, cardiovascular health? How does this habit play into that?
That's another area that often surprises people. During arousal and orgasm, your heart rate goes up naturally.
Right.
And blood flow improves significantly throughout your whole body. This isn't just a temporary thing. The process actively promotes vasodilation.
Vasodilation, meaning widening of blood vessels.
Exactly. It's similar to the effect you get from moderate exercise, actually.
So like a mini workout for your circulatory system, your internal plumbing.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, like giving your pipes a regular stretch.
And the long-term benefit of that regular stretching.
Well, improved, consistent circulation means oxygen and nutrients get delivered more efficiently everywhere to all your organs, tissues.
Optimizing function.
Right. And over the long haul, this sustained vascular flexibility, it can really contribute to better heart health. It might even help maintain healthy blood pressure.
So it's a natural process supporting a crucial system.
Precisely. Surprisingly beneficial habit for cardiovascular wellness, potentially.
Okay, now for the one that gets a lot of attention, and maybe some debate, the prostate cancer link. That big Harvard study. What did it actually find?
Right. This is probably the most researched potential benefit. And yeah, that Harvard study is the landmark one. They followed over 30,000 men.
Wow, that's a lot.
For nearly 2 decades. So a really long-term view.
Okay, and the results?
Published in European Urology, a major journal, they found that men who ejaculated frequently, and they defined frequently as 21 or more times per month.
So basically almost daily.
Pretty much, yeah. Those men had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer. About a 20% lower risk compared to those who did it less often.
20% is. That's not insignificant.
Not at all. It suggests a pretty strong protective correlation.
But correlation isn't causation, as we always say. What's the theory behind why this might happen? Is it just flushing the pipes?
That's the leading theory, yes. The prostate flushing hypothesis, basically.
Okay.
The idea is that regular ejaculation helps clear out old cells, stagnant fluid, maybe even potentially harmful substances or carcinogens that could build up in the prostate gland.
Like cleaning out the system regularly prevents buildup.
Exactly. Some also think it might reduce inflammation in the gland, which is another risk factor. But again, it's the leading theory. Research is still ongoing to pin down the exact mechanism.
So, not a guarantee, but strong evidence for a potential protective role.
That's a fair summary, yes. Compelling evidence.
All right. What about something less obvious, like the immune system? Fighting off colds. Is there really a connection?
It might sound a bit strange, but yeah, some research does suggest a link. Studies have shown that arousal and orgasm can actually increase levels of certain antibodies.
Really? Which ones?
Specifically, immunoglobulin A, or IgA.
IgA, isn't that like a first line of defense?
It is. It's crucial in mucous membranes, nose, throat, gut. It helps fight off viruses and bacteria right at the entry point.
Okay, that's a direct immune boost. But does the stress reduction we talked about earlier also play a part? Stress hammers the immune system, right?
Absolutely critical point. Chronic stress definitely suppresses immunity. So by lowering stress through that post-orgasm relaxation,
you're indirectly supporting your immune system too.
Exactly. It's like a double benefit. You potentially get a direct antibody boost and the stress reduction effect. Together, that helps your body stay more ready to fight off infections, better overall health resilience.
Okay, so we've covered quite a few potential positives there. Mood, sleep, maybe heart health, prostate health, even immunity.
Yeah, some compelling stuff.
But it's never just one side of the story with the human body, is it? Let's look at the flip side. What are the potential problems or downsides if this becomes a daily habit?
Right, it's crucial to look at both sides. The first potential issue is when it crosses the line from a healthy habit into a psychological compulsion.
Okay, compulsion. How do you tell the difference? When does enjoyment become a compulsion?
The key is that feeling of losing control. It's less a choice, more an overwhelming urge you have to act on.
Are there specific signs someone should look out for, beyond just the urge itself?
Definitely. Ask yourself, is it interfering with life? Like, are you missing work, skipping social things, neglecting responsibilities because of it? Do you feel guilt or shame afterwards, even though it felt necessary at the time? Have you tried to cut back but find you just can't?
Right, those sound like clear red flags.
Yeah, those are strong signs. It might be moving beyond a healthy choice and potentially indicating an underlying issue that needs looking at. It's about negative impact and loss of control.
That makes sense. And related to that, sometimes people use it as an emotional crutch, right? What does that look like?
It's very common, actually, using masturbation and ejaculation to cope with difficult feelings, stress, anxiety, sadness, even just boredom.
The hormone release feels good temporarily.
Exactly. It provides immediate, short-term relief, a distraction. And that makes it an effective coping mechanism in the short term.
So the problem comes when it's the only way someone copes.
Precisely. If it becomes your go-to, your primary strategy for dealing with any negative emotion, that's where the issue lies.
Why is that detrimental long term?
Because it stops you from developing other, maybe more sustainable coping skills. Things like exercise, talking things through, meditation, problem solving.
You just mask the feeling instead of dealing with the root cause.
Right. You get temporary relief, but the underlying issue isn't addressed. It can hinder emotional growth and make you less resilient when facing challenges down the line. It's about having a full toolkit, not just one tool.
That's a really important distinction. Okay, let's shift to something more physiological again. Fertility. For guys thinking about starting a family, could daily ejaculation be an issue?
Yes, this is a specific context where it can matter. We're talking about the quantity of sperm in the semen, specifically the concentration.
Okay.
Your body is constantly making sperm, but it takes time for sperm to fully mature and reach peak numbers. A full recharge, let's say, takes roughly 72 hours.
So daily means the recharge isn't complete.
Exactly. The concentration of sperm in each ejaculate might be lower if you're ejaculating every day compared to every 2 or 3 days.
Is this usually a major problem for fertility?
For most men, it's not an issue for general health. But if a couple is actively trying to conceive, it can reduce the chances slightly.
So what's the usual advice in that situation?
The common recommendation for couples trying to conceive is often to space out ejaculations by maybe 2 to 3 days. This helps ensure a higher concentration of mature motile sperm in each sample.
Increasing the odds of fertilization.
Correct. It's a practical adjustment specifically for optimizing fertility, not a general health concern otherwise.
Got it. Good practical advice there. Now here's one that seems counterintuitive. Can ejaculating too frequently sometimes lead to lower libido, less desire?
It really does seem backward, doesn't it? But yes, for some individuals, that can happen.
How?
A key factor is potential brain desensitization. If your brain's reward system gets hit with those pleasure chemicals constantly, day after day.
It gets used to it.
Kind of, yeah. It can become less sensitive over time, like how anything stimulating can lose its punch with constant exposure.
So what does that mean practically? Needing more stimulation, less spontaneous desire.
Both, potentially. You might find you need more intense stimulation to get the same level of pleasure. And yeah, your overall spontaneous desire, that sort of background spark, might decrease.
And what about the refractory period, the recovery time?
That plays in too. Constant ejaculation can kind of keep you in a state of extended recovery, lowering that baseline desire. Sometimes, believe it or not, a short break.
Abstinence.
Yeah, a brief period of abstinence can actually help reset the system, make the brain's reward pathways more sensitive again, and potentially reignite that libido, like hitting a reset button for desire.
Fascinating. Okay, final potential issue, and one that causes a lot of anxiety. Premature ejaculation, PE, and maybe even erectile dysfunction, ED. How can daily ejaculation contribute to that?
This is a really important one, and it often comes down to conditioning, especially through solo habits.
Conditioning? How?
If daily ejaculation happens mostly through, let's say, rapid masturbation, where the goal becomes finishing as quickly as possible.
You're training yourself for speed.
Exactly. You're essentially training your body and brain for a sprint, not a marathon.
And that sprint training carries over.
It often does, unfortunately. It can translate directly into premature ejaculation during partnered sex, where you struggle to control the timing.
Which must create anxiety.
Immense anxiety. And that leads to the potential ED connection. The fear of finishing too quickly, the fear of not performing well. That performance anxiety itself can make it incredibly difficult to get or maintain an erection.
So it becomes a vicious cycle.
A really damaging one, yes. The focus shifts entirely from pleasure and connection to stressful performance. It can be really harmful to a healthy sex life. A clear case of a habit unintentionally creating a major challenge.
Wow. Okay, so putting it all together then. What happens if you ejaculate every day? Clearly, not a simple answer.
Not at all. It's complex, definitely a spectrum of potential effects, both physical and mental.
On the one hand, we saw some pretty compelling benefits, right?
Absolutely. Better mood, better sleep, potentially a lower prostate cancer risk, maybe even a stronger immune system. Real significant upsides.
But then the potential downsides are also real.
The risk of it becoming a compulsion or an emotional crutch that stops you developing other coping skills.
Or contributing to fertility issues if you're trying to conceive. Or those performance issues like PE and ED.
Exactly. Those are the key potential risks to be aware of.
So what's the takeaway? Where does that leave someone listening?
Ultimately, like with so much in health, it really comes down to balance and, crucially, self-awareness.
There's no magic number.
No, absolutely not. There's no one-size-fits-all frequency.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to genuinely listen to your own body and mind.
How it feels for you.
Right. If ejaculating daily feels good, reduces your stress, doesn't mess with your life, your work, your relationships, then it's likely perfectly healthy and maybe even beneficial for you.
But if the alarm bells are ringing?
Yeah. If you feel it as a compulsion, if you know deep down you're using it just to numb out or avoid feelings, or if it is causing problems in your sex life or relationships,
then it's time to take a step back and reassess.
definitely. And It always bears repeating.
Mm.
If you have real concerns about your sexual health, your mental health around this, please talk to a doctor or a mental health professional. Get personalized advice.
Down advice. This whole deep dive, it really highlights those intricate links, doesn't it? Between our habits, even very personal ones, and our overall well-being. Makes you think.
It does. What parts of our own routines might be having impacts we just haven't considered?
Yeah. We really hope this exploration gave you listening some clarity, maybe a few aha moments, or just prompted some thoughtful reflection.
Hopefully a clearer understanding based on the science as we know it now.
Absolutely. And if you did find this helpful, maybe learn something new, please do consider hitting that follow or subscribe button for the deep dive wherever you listen.
We appreciate the support.
We really do.
Yeah.
And we love hearing from you, so feel free to share any thoughts on what resonated. Until next time.
Keep diving deep.